Hey everyone, my name is Noah Meehan, and I'm finally back home here in the United States of America. Now, this time, instead of my usual one video every Monday and Friday, I'm going to give you guys a special treat. I'm not going to give you one or two videos, I'm going to give you 4 videos this Friday. In fact, you're probably going to be watching this video right now on Friday, and in fact, I'm actually doing this right now on Tuesday. But don't worry, there will be 4 videos that I will be uploading this Friday. So, what I'm going to be talking about is my overall vacation. Like I'm not sure if I told you guys this before, but I was originally there in the UK to see my sister. She was in Oxford, and she finally graduated with her Master in Studies. She hopes to become an archaeologist, and she's actually been into a few digs as a college student. And I have to say, I'm kind of jealous of her. I kind of am jealous of her of that, because, well, she's managed to do something that I could only do. I mean, I'm only into political science, so that is not in the same field, but the fact that she manages to go out there in the field, that's something that is definitely worth my jealousy. So, we did definitely do a few things. One, we obviously went to Oxford. We went around, saw a few of the colleges. In fact, my sister actually lived in Kellogg College, one of the newest colleges in Oxford, if not the newest. And we also went to a few places, like Blenheim Palace. Now, I'm not sure if you guys know about this, but this was actually the same palace that Winston Churchill lived in. He not only lived in this palace, he was born in it. And ever since, this has officially been part of his life. He had been actually proposed there. I think he was married there. He started his career there. His career in politics. That's how he became Prime Minister of the United Kingdom and became the World War II figure that we know so much and we love. Just that palace, that has been a major influence on that man's life. And here's a fun fact: I've actually was on the internet in terms of ancestry, and I actually found out that indirectly, Winston Churchill is actually a cousin of mine, a very distant cousin, and I'm very proud of that. Now, after Oxford on Monday, which is let me see here from the calendar. It's been a while. I think it was July 23rd. After July 23rd, we finally went to Dublin, Ireland. Now, I was ecstatic, because this was the land of my ancestors. And I'm pretty in fact, I'm so engrossed in, my ancestral history that I was just so obsessed with this. I just ate it all up. In fact, on the first day when we reached Dublin, in fact, it's not the distance from London to Dublin is not a very big one. In fact, I think it was only an hour and 3 minutes of the flight was. The first thing we did was we went onto this tour, which talked about the Easter Uprising of 1916. Now, if you guys don't know, the Easter Rising is one of many uprisings that happened in Ireland. Now, this one is actually It was actually very different because of how everything played out. One, this took place mainly in the city of Dublin. That meant the entire city was basically kind of like Warsaw in 1944 with the uprising. And they had to deal with the British, but the British at this time were facing the German Empire during the First World War. So that's the reason why the Irish thought it was a good idea to finally state their claim to independence. Now, unfortunately, this idea of independence failed in 1916, leading to the execution of at least 16 leaders of this uprising. Now, as it turned out, that was not a good idea. When the Irish people figured this out, they just thought that it was inhumane, and it actually rallied support of the idea of separation from the United Kingdom. So eventually that happened in 1919 to 1921 with the Irish War of Independence. Eventually, Britain finally lost stake to the claim and just completely got rid of it. And then there was a year-long civil war, and that's how we have the Ireland we know to this day. So we managed to spend time at Christ Church, which is a very well-known cathedral. I think it's about I think it was built in the 12th century, I think it was. And we also spent time at Trinity College, which is kind of Ireland's answer to Cambridge and Oxford. In fact, inside Trinity College, there's a book called The Book of Kells. Now, I never really heard of this book myself, because, well, I wasn't really much into medieval history, but this book has been around since the 800s. But here's a funny story that I actually learned from the tour guide. Queen Victoria, when Ireland was still under the control of Britain, actually saw this book and thought it was a great book that she decided to write her name in it. It was just like, really, and it gives me an eye roll just how stupid that is. It's just a book that happens to be 1,000 years old at the time, and she signs it just simply because she likes it. It's just, it's kind of funny, but at the same time, it's kind of cringeworthy, because that's just in a way arrogant. But I'm getting ahead of myself. We also went to the city of Cork. We actually kissed Blantley Rock, I think it was called, which is actually built alongside with the walls of one of the old Irish castles. So that's what we did, and yeah, we've actually been to a few ruins. There was the Rock of Castle, and there was also another castle that was actually built by the Normans in the 1000s. So yeah, we did all of that. Then we eventually returned to the United Kingdom. Basically we lay low and Desigot decided to pack, and then finally we came back here. Now that is what everything just happened so quickly over the weekend, and that is why on Monday when I finally came back, I was so tired that I couldn't make a single video for Monday, which is why, again, I'm making up for that to make 4 videos this Friday. So yeah, that's been so far what I've been doing in terms of my vacation. I can't wait in the future what other trips I may hold, but for right now, I'm content with how things are. My name is Noah Meehan on The Arc of Truth. Please post your comments down below, subscribe, like this video, and share it with your friends.